I love coming home to Memphis. There's so much to see, there's so much to do, and of course there is so much to eat. But after that long drive, I do like to unwind, and I know the perfect place to do it. Here's a place where you can step into the 19th century and lay down in modern luxury. The James Lee House in Midtown Memphis was built in the 1800s. Today, it's a bed and breakfast with a distinct style.
Now we tried to, on the first floor, to bring the house back to what it would have looked like in 1872 when the house was completed. We were very blessed that some key features like these beautiful mirrors, all the fireplaces are original, so we didn't have to go shopping for those.
This B&B is owned by Jose Velasquez and his wife, Jennifer. They make sure the house pays homage to the past and the present.
We have one picture of the house in 1890 in this room that gave us kind of a vision of what the room at least looked like. And so we tried to do that in this room and in the dining room. And then we had a lot of freedom in the bedrooms on the second floor and the third floor to really bring together history, luxury, and the 21st century amenities.
Oh, and did we mention the bathrooms?
The bathrooms are not only luxury bathrooms, but really exude the kind of grandeur of a house like this, but with everything new.
With a living area that holds true to the style of the 19th century and bedrooms that rival any luxury hotel, the James Lee House is more than just a place to stay. For many, it's one of the highlights of their vacation. But if you think the decor is intriguing, you should hear the history.
Well, the house was added on to expanded 3 times. The very back of the house was actually built in 1848 and it was a simple farmhouse. If you can imagine, in 1848, this was farmland outside of the city of Memphis. Just a few years later, in 1852, Mr. Charles Wesley Goyer built another small farmhouse. In fact, the dining room that you see right behind me was the second house that was built here in 1852. And those houses sat next to each other for about 10 years. And then they were joined together just for practical purposes so they didn't have to go outside to go to the other part of the house.
The expansions to the house were completed in 1872. The property would eventually be owned by 3 different families and later serve as the Memphis College of Art. But when the school moved to a new location, this house that was once bustling with activity grew silent.
So the house was vacant for 56 years. During that time, the folks that run the museum next door were very good caretakers and just really did everything they could to keep the house from really falling apart. Had they not intervened from time to time during those 50 years, the house probably would not be here.
Fortunately, it was still here, and in 2011, Jose and Jennifer bought the abandoned house from the city of Memphis. They spent 2 years planning the renovation, but they only had 1 year to complete the project. It wasn't easy, but they got it done.
This room was probably one of the most challenging things, dealing with the plaster, dealing with the beautiful ornate moldings. I kind of assumed that would be a little bit easier to recreate the pieces that were missing. And it became really a significant challenge. We went through 2 plaster experts that were not able to do the project. And after that, I was very concerned that we would end up with those gaps in the space and that we would have to call them character.
As for the 3rd floor, that's the space Jose and Jennifer call home. This allows them to be available to their guests any time of the day, which is something Jose is very proud of.
One of the things that I think we have the luxury, in a sense, of being able to bring to the B&B experience is that this is all I do. This is my full-time job, and I am here 24/7 for our guests. So you really will have, in the experience of staying here with us, the ability to have a Memphis experience specifically formulated for you and for what you want to do while you're here.
And if what you want is a gourmet breakfast, well, you're in luck. There's a passion for cooking in this house, and it's evident every time you sit at the table.
We both work every morning to create something new. If you stay with us 10 days, you're gonna have a different breakfast every day, 3-course meal that's prepared just for you. If you have dietary restrictions, just simply don't like some things, we work with you to make sure that those things are not in front of you on the table and that you have a very special breakfast every morning.
This family has wanted to own a bed and breakfast for years, and the James Lee House is the perfect place to live out that dream. It's also the perfect spot for travelers to experience luxury and Southern hospitality.
That interaction, individual interaction with folks, and helping them have the most unique and exciting experience in Memphis possible, so that when they leave here, most of the time there's a hug, you've got my address, when you're in London next time, come and visit us. There aren't many jobs out there that afford you that kind of opportunity to enjoy people, to make new friends, and to also really put your city that you're very proud of at the top of the list for all these folks. And so, I mean, what else would you want to do?